HBO dropped some big news about its upcoming shows, so let's get into it. Welcome to the newest episode of SDW.
Super Dario World!
It's a me,
Dario!
Woohoo! Let's go!
Alright, so let me just give you a quick reminder before I get into it that you can listen to the podcast in the iHeartRadio app. Just type in the show presents Super Dario World, or pretty much anywhere else that has podcasts, just type in Super Dario World, you'll find it right there. Also, I'm doing streamings now. I do video game streamings. It's hard, it's difficult, and I still suck at it, but I'm trying to get better. Today, I'm probably going to do Twitch, and I may do Mixer as well. I don't know. It depends on how much fun I'm having. I'm having a lot of fun doing Modern Warfare. I got to tell you. Yesterday was rough. I still can't figure out the right format for it, because if you want to talk about something, playing a video game is really difficult. And yesterday, I had my idiot kid brother there, distracted me. I wanted to talk about Star Wars and the news about Star Wars while I was playing, and my idiot kid brother kept talking about wrestling. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. But anyway, I'll be doing that today. I'm trying to do that daily. Basically, I just want to play video games daily. So that's what I do. Again, the links for those are on Mixer or Twitch, Super Dario World. Find them right there. And, okay. So also, any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Dario the Show on Instagram. Now, let's get into the news. So some of them are related, and one it completely isn't. So I'll just go with the one that's separate. And that's that HBO has announced that it on its streaming service, on the new streaming service called HBO Max. Well, it's not HBO streaming service. It's Warner Media's new streaming. There's too many streaming services out there. But anyway, they announced that on HBO Max, which launches on May 2020, that they will have two DC superhero shows. The first one nobody really cares about, but it's Strange Adventures, which revolves around the adventures of Adam Strange. This is not Doctor Strange, all right? This is Adam Strange. Honestly, don't know much about the character. I know he's related to Superman, but don't know much about that guy. So I'll just leave it at that for that one. The other one is that they're planning a TV show about the Green Lanterns, or the Green Lantern Corps. The Green Lantern Corps. Now, this one could be very interesting because the creator is Greg Berlanti, who is also who's also worked on the Arrowverse, which is the CW TV shows. Now, I don't think it's going to be a part of the same universe. It could, because it's all Warner Media, but I mean, HBO can do rated R stuff. Like, I don't see... And the CW... Well, while Arrow started not being completely vanilla, the other CW shows are still kind of vanilla. They're still very much PG-13 or PG. So, I mean, if you got an opportunity to do a rated R Green Lantern Corps, I'd go for it. And you can't go rated R and then PG-13 and then rated R. It throws people off, man. They don't like it. So, still, it's interesting. Like, honestly, I'm looking forward to see what they can do with the Green Lantern there, especially Greg Berlanti, who's proven that he at least understands the universe. So, could be pretty interesting. I need to clarify, I don't love everything that he's done, but I enjoy his shows enough. They've kind of gone downhill a bit, but, you know, it's rated R. I'll give him a shot. So, yeah, that's the news on that front. Now, there's also big news coming down on the Game of Thrones front. And the first one is, there's two big pieces of news that dropped. First one is that the Game of Thrones prequel series, which was planned by HBO, which had Naomi Watts as its star, is canceled. So HBO canceled the Game of Thrones prequel that they already shot the pilot for. They shot it over the summer. So, done. Out of here. This one was supposed to take place thousands and thousands of years before the events of Game of Thrones. And I guess I can just read you what it was supposed to be. Game of Thrones and the untitled pilot was set thousands of years before the events of Game of Thrones and chronicles the world's descent from the golden age of heroes into its darkest hour. And only one thing is for sure. From the horrifying secrets of Westeros' history to the true origin of the White Walkers. From the mysteries of the East to the Starks of legend, it's not the story we think we know. So, I mean, I never really understood what that was going to be about, because from the books, we don't really know that much about that period of time. Also, I mean, it's legends mostly. Westeros has a very rich history, and it's an interesting time, but let's say a particular point in time. However, I mean, the issue with doing prequels is that whatever you do or you set up is going to screw up things for the future, or it's not going to make any sense, right? So them saying it's not the story we think we know says that it's going to turn Game of Thrones already, in its head, which is stupid because Game of Thrones already is nonsensical, at least the show. And so, I don't know. It sounded interesting, and I can't wait to read more about what George R. R. Martin writes about that period. But as a TV show, as the premise for it, I don't like it. It's stupid. Also, we already saw the true origins of the White Walkers, and not impressive. Anyway, so yeah, that one got canned, and sounds like for good reason. However, HBO has greenlit, and by greenlit, I don't mean they approved the pilot. This is going straight to series, okay? So it's already been approved to be made. We will see this unless something really horrible happens. They've greenlit another Game of Thrones prequel series called House of the Dragon. Now, this one is actually going to chronicle the events of House Targaryen, and the events of a book that George R. R. Martin has that's called Fire and Blood, which is basically a chronicling of the reign of the Targaryens. Now, this is a very, very interesting time period. The only issue here, the Targaryen reign, is that I'm not sure how they're going to cut it up in time. Unless they have like giant, massive leaps in time, I have no idea how they're going to do it. Because you have the conquering, you have the dance of the dance of the dragons, you have 100 Blackfire rebellions. These are super interesting periods of times, and you have extraordinarily interesting characters there. The Rogue Prince, the Dragon Knight, so many things to work with. And they have so many freaking dragons, so it's going to be expensive as hell. I mean, Aegon the Conqueror, the conquering of Westeros alone is going to be incredibly expensive. So, I have no idea how they're going to do it, but it should be interesting. Like I said, great period of time. I have no idea how they're going to divvy it up. If I have to guess, or what I do is I would divide each time period per season. So one season for the Blackfire Rebellion, one season for the Dance of the Dragons, one season for Blackfire Rebellion, so on, so forth. You could also have the War of the Nine Penny Kings. You could also have Robert's Rebellion there. You could have a lot of things. So if anybody out there is asking me, or if anybody out there wants to have my opinion, that's how I would do it. All right? So I'll leave it at that. I'll keep this one short. I feel like that's if I get too deep on all this stuff, I might do spoilers, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So anyway, that's it for today. Like I said before, any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Dario the Show. I'm working on a few things here and there that I'm hoping that'll make this experience a little bit easier for everybody. So I'll just tease that. I'll talk about that more tomorrow. As always, thank you for listening, and I'll see you again tomorrow.